Welcome back to the fourth video. This is kind of a continuation of our last one, but we're going to deal strictly with allocations. What are allocations? Well, it's if you want to split work. So it can't go into that bucket, but maybe we can add another little bucket. So I'm not using my chopsticks this time, sorry, but maybe we can put 3 of these little guys in there and we can put a bunch in here, and then it works out. In effect, I've added capacity for the work, but I've just put it into 2 different teams. So that's what allocation is about. It's about taking work and splitting it. Now, the most common way is to split this between teams, and that's what we'll do here, but you can also split this across releases, and I will show you how you can do that. Why does it get its own recording? Well, the calculations in the rollup get different when it comes to allocation. So mechanically, here's how you do it. We got Agile Finance here, Agile Finance. We are over our capacity. We have 84 points estimated and 80 points of capacity. So we got to move some things. Find the center of the universe is the only thing there, but I can't click. Well, that's because you need to unpublish. So you unpublish the plan. Remember, this is not destructive in any way. Everybody that was looking at the plan that's not a planner will still see the old published plan. So they can't see any of these change until you publish again. So we come down here and now we've got this option to allocate. And what we can do is move my face, and we see that right now Agile Finance has no value in here. That means we're saying Agile Finance will do the entirety of this feature within this release for this plan. But we know that's not the case. They need to be reduced. They only have 80 points of capacity. So we're going to say instead they are going to commit to 65 points. Great. And we're going to give the rest over here to Agile HR. And we're going to give them the remaining 19 points. So we'll hit apply. What does this do to our interface? Well, now we can see that Agile Finance looks good. They actually have some capacity. They think it's going to grow, but it looks good. We look down at Agile HR. They could take that 19 points. Great. And we can see the estimates now are using that allocated estimate, and they're exactly the values that we entered into that interface. But points rollup is now 0. If you remember before, that said 84. So what's going on? Well, when you split work, we need to know which work we should count for which rollup. When you had it fully assigned as swim on Europa, oh my gosh, that should say Europa, shouldn't it? Not in Europe. But you see the star, you get the rollup. It's just the blank sum of all the work items, regardless of anything. But if they're split, we need a little bit more information to be able to make the rollups right. So let's go into find the center of universe and see if we can make this right. All right, move my face again, and we've got all the stories. Now we'll notice that a couple things. First of all, we want to make sure we can see the release. So let's go ahead and add release to our list here. Great. So now we have release, and notice it's not set on any of them, and we've got a project which is the parent project, not who we have split it between. In order to know what things go to which group, you actually have to set those things so that we know who to count it for. So we've got Agile Finance doing lots of math, and Agile Finance can go buy a pencil too. Down here, getting some graph paper, that's going to be an Agile HR task, and so is thinking super hard. But that's not all. That still won't show up because we don't know if you've split this work across releases. So we need to also make sure that we have the release set, and this will allow us to count it. Now, just for fun, I am going to set one of Agile HR's tasks to Q2. So that's 2 points, or 13 points set to Q2. Now, when I come back into our screen here and I move my face again, you're going to see that Agile Finance now rolls up to 21, because when I look inside of Find Center of the Universe, the work items that are assigned to Agile Finance and Q1 add up to 21 points. Down here, we can see the Find Center of the Universe, that portion does exist for Agile HR. It does have a roll-up. Those 13 points that we put in Q2 don't show up here because, once again, this is calculated by what work items are assigned to Agile HR and Q1. This is how we can tell what portions of rollup and points completed to show on the screen for an allocation. This is definitely one of the more confusing parts because we have two ways to calculate this column. I'm just going to say it again till I'm blue in the face because I know it's complicated and I want you to hear it. If it's fully assigned to a team, we are saying you're doing everything in the feature during this release. So we don't care what you have those fields set to. We sum the entire thing, just as we did for Swim on Europe. But if you're doing an allocation, we need that information to be able to appropriately split reality across the two teams. You've given us the estimate split, but now reality needs to be split. So it needs to be assigned to the team and the release to show up the way you see it here. Hopefully that's demystified allocation a little bit for you. We are now having an awesome plan here. We're going to go back to publish it. And the next video will be about tracking and finding that unplanned work. Thanks for your attention, and I'll see you in the last one.